Hey everybody, our first guest is comedian Josh Shaffer. You may recognize him. He's been on Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up as a contestant early on, I think show number two. He is a stand-up comedian, but he's also a RN and an EMT, and he's been working on the front lines. Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Just, trying to stay safe. Everyone should try and stay safe. It's getting kind of loony.
And you were working in the hospital. You're on one of the front lines, and just what's some of the stuff? What's the temperature like, so to speak, in the hospitals these days?
Well, my fiance is sleeping on the couch. So sorry I couldn't use my computer to do the interview. But their unit is like has negative pressure and stuff, so it was all set up about 2 weeks ago. They started off with like 4 patients, and then 5 patients was kind of like a bitch. Then six. Now it's like it's up to eight. So it's really piling up. It's getting a little crazy. It's reaching a boiling point. We're trying our best to keep calm. Help, I believe help is on the way. Um, and I guess the best thing I could tell you is to listen to the specialists, those who are trained in healthcare and science, and not like like Jude Law and Contagion. You got to stay away from people like that.
Right. Very good. Are there any tips that you have for us? I know you said wash the hands. Is there anything else that we should be doing um, to kind of fight off this the idea of getting the virus?
I mean, again, just wash your hands frequently. Um, if you feel like you may have come in contact with someone who has it, obviously, like wash your clothes. I mean, do your laundry, wash the bed sheets, do everything you would normally do, but just like kick it up a notch is the best way to is basically the best way to say it. I mean, my situation is different because whenever we come home, you gotta like, I bleach the bottom of my shoes and put the scrubs in the laundry immediately. It's the thankful thing about this to be thankful about is that we're talking, I think it's like a 97% recovery rate, which is great. But at the same time, it's like, even though you might, you're probably going to recover, someone elderly, someone young, someone who's immunocompromised with pre-lying conditions like, a bad heart or bad lungs, or, you're placing them at risk. So I understand it. I mean, you need to shop, you need to like try and maintain some sense of normalcy because I know like being quarantined like this is really tough, but just limit it. Keep a safe distance from others, and just listen to the scientists. Don't pay attention to anyone else.
Excellent. Very good. Now, being a comedian and being in this thing, and I know this is extremely serious, and you're seeing stuff on the front lines. But is there any levity? I'm not asking for jokes or punchlines, but is there any levity that you add to the staff or to the people around you when you're there? Is it, is there any light moments throughout this thing? I guess is what I want to ask.
Oh yeah, of course. All the time. A lot of we're just there's no like because if you don't laugh, you're gonna go crazy. I mean, it's funny. Like a coworker of mine, she was wearing a mask about three weeks ago, and I was like, "Are you crazy? What are you doing? You're paranoid." She's like, "I'm telling you, we're gonna need to wear these." And I said, "No, no, you're nuts. You're nuts." And now here we are. So I pay respect to that. But I was joking. Not with the patients. That's serious stuff. But among my coworkers, I was saying the other day, it's like, wow, they're like, now you got to wear this, you got to wear that, you can't have this, you can't have that. Pretty much we're going to be doing this naked, which I don't oppose necessarily. It can be a fun time. I don't know where I'm going to keep my meds, but naked healthcare. Actually, the original nurses were males, naked males. So I mean, I'm halfway there anyway. I got to hit the treadmill. I got to lose about 30 pounds. This, this crockpot stuff, like beer and stuff, is like really like I have jowls. I've never had jowls before, but well,
Yes, but this has to be taking a toll on you. I know, working long shifts, seeing all this, the mental strain, the physical strain. Are you almost jealous of everyone else for being home quarantined?
I would be if it weren't for the economic impact.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
You know, it sucks that like there's like 6 million on filing for unemployment and stuff. It's terrible. I mean, it's almost like it's a good example. Like I was shopping a little while ago. I'm gonna make pot roast, but uh, I was buying this and buying that. It's like, damn. It's like I feel stuck. It's like, well, I'm still making money, so should I buy groceries and like help keep the economy going, or should I not do anything out of solidarity for folks who don't even have enough money to buy a loaf of bread? It's kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
yeah, it's getting pretty deep. Hopefully these checks will hop out. There's all kinds of red tape with that.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, it's pretty messy. I mean, I don't want to spread any conspiracy theories or anything like that because I don't really like abide by those. But um, it seems a shop that I may have shopped at in years past might have had someone who just passed away from it. So that hits pretty hard because it seems like everyone, like it's like the it's like it's like it's equal level for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of hard times coming out of this. I'm hoping that, once we rebound and get out of this, that everybody can, you know, surge back fast. I'm hoping the stimulus money comes in and definitely helps us get back to at least to equal footing to where we were. It's just a shame, and obviously in the comedy community and in the restaurants and all that. A lot of people have, you know, are working and are struggling. So yeah, hopefully good things start to happen and change. And from that, and you're seeing a good recovery rate. I know we haven't peaked yet. I don't think the virus has peaked yet. So is there any? Do you know when that might be? When we might see a peak and start to finally recover from this?
I mean, I really have no idea. I'm not, again, it's possible that it's airborne. Again, I don't want to like spread any panic or anything, but it's possible that it's airborne. Again, it's great that like it is a 97.5 recovery rate. So my advice is like if you have symptoms and you have a primary, contact the primary, tell them how you're feeling, and she'll likely tell you just to stay home. And if you start having difficulty breathing, then you go to the ER. But what I'm experiencing is people are piling into the ER and not necessarily in those kind of conditions. So they're taking up beds that could be used for patients who are like truly struggling.
Right on, man. And it's crazy because people do panic, do get worried, they start getting a little bit of symptoms here and there. They immediately want to rush to the ER or rush to one of those kind of places you could drive in and get tested and all that kind of stuff. And just crazy times. I don't think any of us have ever seen or were prepared for these crazy times. You know.
Well, politically, I'm not going to get into it because I've taken my stand many times with my politics, and I have nothing but love for everyone right now to just like stay safe. But I will say that prevention is key. Just keep doing what you're doing, but don't screw around. Don't ignore it. Don't downplay it. If you're going to go shopping, I got to go out for some olive oil because I forgot my olive oil for the what you call it, making. Pegs is asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
What it is like an interesting thing to think. Here's an interesting point. I've spoken to infectious disease specialists at the hospital, and basically, what's interesting is like the common cold is a strain of coronavirus. Okay, so the common cold is a strain of coronavirus. A lot of coronaviruses are annoying, and you have to you're in bed for a couple of days and bitching and moaning and stuff, but it's not life threatening. The thing about the coronavirus COVID-19 is that it attacks the cells, we talked about the alpha cells of the alveoli, which again were like those little feather-like structures in your lungs that help sweep out garbage. So they're targeting that, which is causing difficulty breathing in people who are like in their 30s and 40s, which is why they're getting up intubated,
Yeah.
ending
So
up.
you said it's actually attacking the lower part of the lungs, that the feather like pieces, the what do they call it, the alveoli.
Alveoli, they're like tiny. They're like See my finger? My finger. Imagine like millions of these in your lungs. Basically,
Right.
they do like a sweeping motion. They sweep and sweep, so they help brush out the gunk
Ah,
in the lungs. The problem with this virus is that it's kind of like stunting stunting their job, and which is causing difficulty breathing, and therefore intubation, which is not pretty.
yeah. And I heard too, some people that have had it have described it as like when they take a deep breath, it's like razor blades in their lungs, and or when they cough, it's the most painful cough ever. That they don't even want to cough again because it's just so bad that they hold in their cough because they don't want to, I guess the lungs, just the pain from those from this virus.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't spoken to anyone directly who has dealt with that. I mean, I have friends online who, uh, like I said earlier, a friend of a
Right,
friend
right.
who on vacation for several weeks and like wasn't around anyone that now has it, so it's possible it's airborne. But the symptoms they can be pretty severe. The other thing to think about is that it can be asymptomatic or very, very minor, which is why it's very important to still self quarantine because you may have it. You don't feel too bad, or you have, aches and pains, maybe a little cough, but you still may have it. If you go out in public, you're going to spread it around.
Well, thank you, Josh, for taking the time to talk to us today. Any final words you'd like to say to the people at home watching this right now who are quarantined and kind of, wanting to know what to do next?
Man, write the next great American novel. If you just pay attention to the arts, they're really going to help us through this. Honestly, TV or listen to something on the radio or do some writing, jigsaw puzzles, whatever. Just like do something to like entertain your brain and keep you going. Um, Again, if you got to shop, it's fine, but make it brief, make it quick. Stock up on stuff, and just if you feel symptoms, call your doctor. Likely, you'll just stay home for a bit and try not to panic.
Very good. Josh Shaffer, everybody. Thank you very much, Josh. Appreciate it.